You're about to listen to Tadpog. Tyler and Dave play old games. It's a comedy video game podcast. We would like to stress that the hosts are not experts and are really just very crass commentators. Seriously, this is an explicit podcast that happens to talk about video games sometimes. So please enjoy this pretty okay podcast with Tyler and Dave.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another Tadpog podcast. Just Tyler and Dave.
Doing it again, baby.
Yeah, just two old guys. No one else this time, just
two
classic Tyler and Dave, just being old.
Two dads.
Two dads.
Not four dads.
Making jokes that are just funny to us.
Do you remember the show My Two Dads?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. I forgot about it until I was on Discord hanging out and like Four Dads was brought up, and it's like, for some reason, I do not know why, but for whatever reason, it's like, oh, My Two Dads. Okay, yeah, let me look that up. That was a show, right? And it was like one of those things where it's like, that was a show, right? And so I had to look it up.
Is it black and white?
No. Okay. It's got like, what's his name? I can't remember that. Paul Reiser.
Oh, okay.
And then that other guy with the facial hair and the hair. I don't know what his name was. And then it's got the chick who played Dana on Step by Step.
Oh, okay. I vaguely know who that is.
I vaguely remember the show because I remember I didn't like the show as much as my mother liked the idea that I liked the show. It was like one of those where it's like, no, Mom, I'm ahead of the class, man.
That's a show I never watched.
Dude, I fucking loved Head of the Class. And I think there's some weird shit about one of the cast members on that show, I think came out, right?
I feel like that's the only thing I know about that show.
And that's a real bummer because it's like, yeah, that is the one thing that you probably would know about it because it's like, honestly, like...
Head of the Class, isn't the guy who has the foot thing at Nickelodeon, wasn't he part of Head of the Class? That was his first thing?
I think that's it, yeah. So...
Show notes, foot guy Nickelodeon.
That's going to show... Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles search result is going to pop up. I'm brimming with excitement, man, because you just laid some...
I did.
Some tabletop role-playing plans on me, and I'm fucking excited for that shit.
I mean, do we want to talk about...
Probably not.
Or tease the idea.
Yeah, maybe tease the idea.
Because it's still very much in the works about doing another tabletop thing.
Yeah.
Not Call of Cthulhu, though. The time is not right. The stars have not aligned. The deep ones are still asleep.
I don't want to do Call of Cthulhu again until I have a vaccine.
It needs to be done in person with everybody.
Yeah, and I want to feel better about some things before we go back to Call of Cthulhu. I don't want to be playing Call of Cthulhu and being like, man, fucking Call of Cthulhu is way better than real life.
Man, is that all that's happened? These girls are getting drugged up and turned into murder prostitutes?
Oh, that mountain.
At least they can go outside and go to concerts and shit.
That mountain with an octopus face and wings. Whatever. I don't care.
Put on your mask. Does that guy in the pig head face does it have on a mask? No.
I think we can all agree that Cthulhu is bad. Yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited about the new info that you've dumped.
Because I was gonna keep it close to the vest, but I needed to move up the planning a little bit, so I wanted to go ahead and tell you what it was. So I do have a very core idea that is timely.
Yeah,
that's all I want to say about it. It's timely.
When it comes out, it might not be.
That's true.
Oh, when I say comes out, I guess that means it's a thing that we're gonna publish.
Yep. So yeah, for those of you who like tabletop, I'm not sure how we will go about publishing it yet.
Yeah,
but
there'll be some familiar faces. It sounds like, or familiar voices.
People who have one hard commitment and two like semi-hard commitments. So
I'm also a hard commitment.
Yeah, two hard commitments.
And that's you and me.
Yeah, 3 hard commitments.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking excited, and I it's great because I almost came into this podcast with way super bad energy because I ordered an SNES Junior, like the 3rd gen, like Super Nintendo that like, the Tiny Boy, the one that like doesn't even have a power LED or anything like that.
I don't think I do.
They came out like super late in the Super Nintendo's lifespan, and like I think they cost like $100 or something when they came out. So I bought one on eBay with the intent of like, all right, Retro RGB is a great site. It's got like a lot of good information about getting like the best possible fucking video signal out of your consoles. There's a YouTube channel, but the site, I mean, it's all fantastic. I mean, like Bob over there, like fucking knows his shit and does the research. I mean, it's amazing. And so because of that, I was looking at like screenshot comparisons for like different Super Nintendos, right? RGB and all that. And it's like, because that's primarily what I stream. And it's like, if I could spend a little bit of money and get a better looking product out of it, that seems like it's worth it. Yep. It seems like a no-brainer. I stream Super Nintendo games every week, and I like streaming from original hardware. I think that's cool. Like that's got more of an authentic experience, right? Than emulating it. There's nothing wrong with emulation.
Some things it just doesn't work as well on. Like I can sit down with Super Punch Out on actual hardware, fucking tear it up. I emulate it. Everything's just slightly off.
Yeah.
And
and when I say there's nothing wrong with emulation, I personally like speaking like morally. It's like fucking emulate all whatever the fuck you want of these fucking 30-year-old games. It's like, whatever. And as long as the emulation's good, we're good to go. But there's something about it's fun for me to like figure out how can I do this on original hardware in the best possible way. How can I get the best quality out of it? So I was looking at screenshots and of comparisons from different models of the Super Nintendo, and it's like the video chips are like super inconsistent from model to model, and it's like there's something called a one chip, and you may have you probably heard about.
I've heard you talk about it in passing.
The one chip is essentially the best quality video output you can get from a Super Nintendo, but the problem is they didn't start making them until late in the run. And the other problem is when you look at like all the different ones from the Super Nintendo, all the one chips, like the quality varies at that point even still. Like I feel like the margin of like error for Super Nintendo, like for quality on that kind of thing was like, yeah, I mean, everyone's playing this on CRTs on, probably some people are even using like RF and composite. So this is going to be fine. But the all the screenshots I saw of the SNES Junior were like, man, this looks fucking real good. Yeah. Like real nice, real crisp. So it's like, fuck it, I'll buy one and I'll get it RGB modded because that's the problem with it is it only does like composite out. That's it.
Okay.
But the mod's not super expensive and it's like, okay, that's totally worth it. That arrived today. Not the mod, but the SNES Junior that I got on eBay. And I opened it up. I'm like, okay, it's not as like clean as I would have hoped. So it's like that's not a good sign. And it's like the person I bought it from included AV cables, and it's like, okay, these are third party. So it's like already like I'm starting to get hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that feeling of just like, oh my god.
What were they rated as an eBay seller?
They were rated highly, and like they had a history of selling like retro gaming like consoles and products. So it's like I felt when I was purchasing, I was like, okay, I'm buying with some confidence here. But it's like I'm starting to get hot as I'm going through the package because it's like, fuck, man, I'm gonna get caught up in some fucking eBay battle where it's like it arrived and it didn't fucking work because it didn't work. And I was like, oh my god, all this is happening like 10 minutes before I need to leave to record the podcast. And it's like, all right, fucking calm down. These AV cables he sent me are fucking garbage. I threw them away and I grabbed some other AV cables that I knew were good, plugged them in, going into troubleshooting mode. That didn't work. So I'm like, fuck, man, I guess it needs to be cleaned. Obviously it needs to be cleaned, right? And it wasn't like super dirty, but it was definitely dirtier than like if someone bought it from me, like I'd clean it. You know what I mean? Like when I opened the fucking doors to look into the cartridge slot, and it's like, I'm definitely gonna have to clean that.
God.
So, I mean, roaches didn't scuttle out or anything. That's always my fear, right? I buy something and it's
Roaches Jr.
Right. So I'm like, fuck, man. Well, let me take this AC adapter and try a different one. And the problem with the SNES Junior is like it's so cheaply made that it doesn't even have like an LED that lights up to let you know if it's powered on. So it's like, I don't know if it's receiving power or not. Let me replace it with one that I know works, because what he had included was like a Nintendo, Super Nintendo official AC power adapter. And it's like a plugged in one that I use on the Super Nintendo used to stream, and it fucking fired up. And it's like, thank the maker, because Jesus.
All right.
That was, so yeah, it turned, and I was like, okay, I gotta go record. But it looked good.
Was it a good price though, at least?
Yeah, it was. It was a good price. It was cheaper than I could have gotten a one chip for, a non-SNES Junior. So I'm excited to see. I'm going to ship it out and have it modded. It's a mod that if I were more comfortable with soldering than I am, I could do myself. But it's like,
if it's simple enough, you can obligate my brother. Be like, hey, man.
It's okay.
He likes that shit.
It's okay. I also kind of just like the guy who does the mods. You know what I mean? So it's like he's got a bunch of YouTube. His name is Voltar. And he's got like a bunch of videos on YouTube. And he's got a website. So I'll have a review on how the mod is when it comes back. Because I also want him to do the NES RGB mod as well. So... yeah, man.
Nice.
I almost came in with some real fucking like, fuck this shit energy. Fuck Super Nintendo games.
Tabletop?
Tabletop? Yeah, we could talk about tabletop instead. So all is well. Hopefully it won't fucking break on when I ship it to him.
Yeah.
There's not much to it though. I opened it up and all, and it's like, okay, this is like fucking nothing. They're like, it's a board. And that's pretty much all that's in there.
Well, as long as it has the good output that you're looking for, that'll work.
We'll see.
I had pictures made this week.
Pictures?
I had family pictures.
Yeah? What'd you guys do?
Melissa just saw like a deal, like a girl recommended on Facebook. I had a college class with her. I recognized her picture.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she has a deal. Let's go have some family pictures taken.
Okay. Where'd you guys do it?
Middle of fucking nowhere. Like,
of course.
Like 2 counties away, middle of nowhere. None of the roads are named. They're just County Road 457.
Oh, I love those.
Just go out here. Nothing out here but just barns.
Yeah.
It's just barns for pictures.
Did she set the location? The photographer set the location?
Did, yeah.
She's like, this is where I murder people.
If it wasn't like at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, this is my afternoon murdering spot.
No one can hear you scream. We're far enough out here. No one in Ballard County cares.
Yeah, even if someone finds you and they call the police are like, where are you?
County Road. What's a landmark? A barn? What kind of barn? Old? What's in it? Tobacco? I'm dead.
She's self-reported. Just threw everybody right off.
So we had like a mini session of family pictures by old farming equipment.
Farming equipment?
but good lighting, you know.
Yeah.
That's her thing.
The old farming equipment is her thing?
I think that photographer, yeah. I mean, that's very trendy right now.
Is it?
And it does look good. And we dressed,
That's funny to me.
Coordinating like casual, like sort of colors and stuff like that. Melissa did a very good job getting everybody dressed for it.
Sure.
But man, Jack was not having it.
No, well, of course not. It's
not having it.
No offense to anyone, but it sounds like that sucked.
Yeah.
I'm with Jack.
Because Melissa, after the pictures got taken, she was like, I like 3 of them.
All right.
I was like, okay.
Well, that's good.
That's all right.
But I mean, you do it and then you have the photos and I mean it's worth it. I don't do shit like that because like God no, but but like with people who do it, it's like, well, you'll have that nice photograph for fucking forever.
Because we had some nice ones, before the boys. So now it's like, okay, well now let's have some more. We don't have any with Jack in them. So.
Yeah. We're not very motivated at our house. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like Henry's like, Will you record me playing this on the keyboard? I'm like, you bet. Record it, and it's like, are you happy? Yes, I'm happy as well.
All right,
let's watch The Simpsons.
Delete. All right, let's watch The Simpsons.
Man, I have so many videos on my phone right now of him playing the keyboard, and it's like, I'll never delete them. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
I'll care about them way after he gives a shit about them. But it's like, nope, I'm just put them in Dropbox and they'll just live there. I'll die, and 70 years from now, like his son or whatever will be going through and be like, the fuck is this?
I mean, is he playing it like really well? No.
No. But he's playing it on the bed that I think my grandma and grandpa fucked on. That's how all of us think.
That one in the closet? Yeah. The one passed down because none of us wants to go buy a new mattress because they're too expensive? Yeah. But one thing, the photographer, well, she did a good job.
Yeah.
But she kept asking us, like, okay, everybody crowd in together, put your arms around here, 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 and here. Okay. Now everybody walk toward me laughing. Like,
Tell a joke.
this is like the ass posing on all the Avengers posters. Like, no one actually does this.
She's like, okay.
Here's salads. Everybody laugh at your salads.
Right? Now I'm going to take a video. I want everybody to jump up in the air, and when you land, you'll be wearing different outfits.
Yeah, we were pretty close to that.
Oh, well, cool, man. Henry, he just had picture day at school, and it was like one of those where I haven't asked him a whole lot of things because I just want to be surprised when the photos come in. Because of course we're going to order them, right? But it's like I didn't ask him anything, and it's like I just cannot wait to see those photographs. Because it's like, is he like? Because we didn't give him any advice. It's just like let's just send him out into the world and see what comes back.
See what you do.
Yeah, see what comes back. And I feel like that's kind of like that's the fun of it.
Like my 5th grade basketball team pictures that I got a spanking for.
Wait, what? Have you told this story?
I don't know, because we had to get the team pictures every year.
Is this like a middle finger thing?
No, it's just
Okay.
me completely smiling like a fucking asshole. Like everybody else is being normal, and I'm just like,
Oh, so you're doing it on purpose?
yeah, like on
Yeah.
purpose trying to look stupid.
Yeah.
And like, my parents weren't there. They didn't know until they got it.
They were not happy?
Oh, they were so pissed.
No, they weren't happy.
No, they were so pissed off.
Yeah, look, I'm just interested to see what's going to come back. I'm going to be happy with whatever the fuck it is. Like, I'm just very curious to see
Whatever
what
it
goes
is, we're blowing it up and putting it on the wall.
Yep. And we're going to send giant Christmas cards out. There'll be 9x12s. We'll have to custom make envelopes.
It's going to be business manila envelopes to fit our Christmas cards.
That's what I should do. Because I always feel like, I don't know.
Like, attention, the family's name, and they open it up at your Christmas card of just
It's a
Henry.
poster tube. It's a giant, like, movie-sized poster. It's like, here, I know what you've always wanted. A giant poster of my son to put on your wall.
On the back, Merry Christmas. The Moore family this year. Dave didn't get laid off.
Yeah.
2 lines, giant poster.
Yet.
Yes.
I'm a little nervous because it is like, speaking of,
Yeah.
fucking bare bones. Very bare bones.
I bet.
It was earlier this week where I realized I was like, oh, man, I am the most recent hire here. Like in the production side. And it's like, that doesn't feel good. But what does feel good is if they lay me off, I don't know what the fuck, like the department's gone.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to eliminate. Yeah.
So there is that, because it is just me.
Man.
And my boss who just does boss things.
Which mostly just includes talking to you in places you can't get away from.
Yeah. I mean, I like them, but like today, like especially was like, because I'm so like, I get a project and it's like, we've taken on jobs where it's essentially like, oh, we got to turn this thing around in a few days. And it's like, that's fine, but it's not fine when it's like just me. And then 3 other people are like, out of the blue, they're like, hey, we need this thing in 3 days too. Is that cool? And it's like, I'll do my best, but I got this and this and this.
But I'm literally only one man.
Yeah, literally. So I was in there working today, fucking like head down. Like I went in this morning tired as shit because I was up super late last night. I streamed California Games 2 and Hades.
What we're talking about, by the way, courtesy of the randomizer.
Oh, right. I guess we should mention that. Would you like to do that?
No,
Okay.
I just did it. We're fine. Go
All right,
ahead.
okay, good. So like my head's down. I'm like, I go in. I'm like, I'm fucking tired of shit, but I'm gonna knock this out. This I'm gonna do this today. It's gonna get done. And like this never fails, man. I'll be working on something, and then the person I'm working on it for will email me and be like, "Hey, how's things going?" And I want to reply back, "Be going a lot better if you'd leave me the fuck alone so I can work on it." But
it's the audio beams. The picture of the little girl who's like coloring, like on the verge of tears.
I hate that meme.
You just send that picture back. Fine.
God, I hate that meme. That one fucking breaks my heart,
it hurts,
dude.
yeah.
God, I hate that.
We've all been that kid. Yeah.
I hate that. I mean, like, I don't hate it. It is. I get it. It's funny, but it's like, man, that fucking hurts to look at.
It's powerful.
It is.
It's powerful.
It's powerful. And it's like, what's powerful about it is like a lot of the memes are like, here's a stupid stock photograph. But like that one is like, that little girl is either the best fucking actor in the world or she is genuinely upset. And I do not like that.
Yep. She just wanted to go home
Yep.
and watch TV.
Yeah.
And her mom yelled at her really hard.
Yep.
And she's just trying to color
Yep.
the best she can because she
Yep.
does not want to be there.
Yep. And the photographer's straight up like Blair Witch Project or Cloverfield or something where the photographer's like, I'm not going to help you. Click, 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 click. I kicked the map into the river. So, yeah. So that's it. Oh, but yeah, so I'm working head down and like 11:30 rolls around. That's about the time I take lunch. Nikki texts me. She's like, I'm heading home. My boss was in my office talking to me and I got the text and I just stood up and said, I'm leaving. And I just left.
I'm leaving. Fire me if you want.
Yeah.
I know you won't.
I'll be back in an hour.
Slam.
There was no slam. But I do remember thinking like, if he doesn't leave with me, I'm just going to turn off the light in my office. So yeah, it's been one of those. Been one of those years.
One of those years. Yeah, I think everybody's there. It's one of those years.
Totally, man. And look, I don't want to bitch too hard because it's like very grateful to be getting a paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice.
But come on, Twitch.
Yeah. Come on, Twitch. Come on, Patreon. Daddy's tired of being that little girl in the meme. Maybe
Grim, do you actually adopt people? Can we just do that?
yeah, if Grim and Cthusiast Jeff could like go, could they be they could be my two dads.
They're perfect.
You guys get to figure out which one's Paul Reiser. Oh man. I got good news.
Yeah, okay.
Soda Jerks shirts are live.
Oh shit.
The shirts that Jonathan Wilson designed many eons ago are now on the Amazon Marketplace.
Man, awesome.
Shirts.tadpog.com. If you don't buy one, at least look at the design because Jonathan did an amazing job.
He did.
I fucking love it.
Yep.
And they've got new options now. So there's an option now for like a Henley with it getting cool. It might be a good, better option than a short sleeve shirt
type.
Yeah, it's like the baseball, like the long sleeve baseball tee. That's got
okay.
like the colored sleeves and
like
then like the
those.
white
I
or
do
the
like
heather
those.
gray. Yeah. And then there's a premium shirt option as well. So don't know what makes it premium.
Just costs more.
Yeah, when I compared the photos, like, well, the premium one's longer. So I guess there's that.
It gives Bezos more money.
Yeah.
Premium.
Yeah, it does. And it gives Bezos
You're
more.
gonna give me your money anyway, so do it the premium way.
Right? Gives Bezos more money than it gives us. But Bezos handles all the printing and the drop shipping, and that's
All the stress.
that's fine. Most of the stress.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, California Games 2.
California Games 2.
Duh.
Part 2.
Did you hear that, Dave?
I do hear that. It sounds like my good friend Tyler on a podcast about Superman 3.
Yeah, I was on the podcast.
Which ushers in a segment called
If you want to hear my stupid ass, I'm on the K podcast episode of Superman 3.
I enjoyed it. I listened to it today. Which, of course, ushers in a segment that we like to call Dave Reads from Wikipedia. Okay, guys. California Games 2. I don't even know if it had a Japanese release. I'm used to saying, or as it's known in Japan. Nope, nothing like that. Just came out in North America and Europe. Guess who published it in Europe? U.S. Gold. Our good friends, U.S. Gold.
This makes sense.
It's a sports game released by Epyx, E-P-Y-X. I'm assuming Epyx, for the Amiga, Atari ST, DOS, Sega Master System, and SNES in 1990. In 1992, the Amiga and Atari ST versions came out, and 1993, the console versions came out. So this Wikipedia entry is not written well.
What?
It's also very short. This game is a sequel to
California Games.
Colorado Games.
That game's everybody's played on the NES for some reason.
Right. Exactly. That game was very popular. Like that was a game where it's like if I went over to a kid's house when I was in elementary school, they had California Games.
Yeah.
And I never knew why. Because I didn't like it.
No, I didn't either. Everybody had it, but yep.
An Atari Lynx version was also announced and previewed in several magazines, but was never released.
Oh, shucks. So of course I knew California Games. Yeah, everybody had it. Did not know this was a thing. Yeah. Did not know California Games 2 was at all a thing.
Me neither. No, I was totally surprised when it came out.
Well, what'd you think of it?
It's not great. It's not a great game. It's also not a horrible game.
Yep. Some of the mini games, because it's 5 mini games.
Yeah, there are. It is a mini game collection, and much like
Which, as you
Lilyhammer,
know, those are all the best games.
I mean, I like them. You know, I mean, and I'll be honest, like. When we pulled California Games 2, I was really hoping, I was like, okay, hopefully this is a mini game collection because those are much easier to digest because it's like, oh, I'm not good at the skateboarding. Oh, well, there are like 4 more other events, you know, I can, you know, and you don't have to be good at it to see the whole game.
Yep.
That's also nice for like the podcast because
This is true. Yeah. You don't have to like, really try to work it and get through something. Can't find a code, find a video.
Yeah. Because I did honestly, I bullshat for an hour, played the game for like an hour, and then streamed Hades for like 4 hours.
Yeah, Hades looks, I haven't played it, I just watched it. It looks so fucking good.
Dude, I didn't even know about it until we recorded the podcast last week when like you and Ian were talking about it. And it's like, let me look into it. And I looked into it and I was like, yeah, I'm buying this right now. And I did. And it's like fucking like, I played it this weekend, and I bought it. I bought it, and then Nikki on Sunday was like, "So what do you think?" And was it worth it? I was like, "I feel like I owe them more than $25 because like the fucking it's like it's amazing. It's like it scratches that Diablo 3 itch. Like it definitely has like that feeling to it.
I like the theme and the way they build it. Like I watched. Other than you, the longest I've ever really watched someone stream is probably Coco playing Hades.
See, I looked for her
next to Kyle and Grimm doing Final Fantasy VII. But besides that, like watching because I watch those guys because I love those guys.
Yeah.
Coco, like, okay, I'm watching this because of the game. It's like the first one I've been like, okay, I'm interested in the game that you're streaming.
I think she's doing Final Fantasy Tactics right now. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, she hasn't played before, so I've lurked a little bit in there, and it's cool. But yeah, dude, Hades. I mean, it's like Diablo 3 with like Mike Mignola art style. I mean, it's not Mike Mignola who does the art, but I mean, it's like when I see it, I'm like, yeah, this is like Hellboy like style illustration, like art direction. The fucking voice acting.
I guess you call Hades Hellboy.
Or Zagreus, who you're playing as, the
his
son of Hades, and it's like the whole premise is Zagreus is trying to escape the underworld, and Hades doesn't want him to leave, and like on Zagreus's journey, you can, I mean, it's a roguelike, so it's got that going for it, where it's like you will die, and then it totally makes sense in the context of Greek mythology because it's like Zagreus dies and then he just like emerges from a pool of blood because he's
already in the underworld.
the son of Hades, and he's the prince of the underworld. So it's like
that's a big thing in the Percy Jackson. In the second series of the Percy Jackson books, the villain unchains the doors of death. So anybody that once they're killed, he just sends them right back.
Yeah.
So all the big bads, as soon as Percy kills them, they immediately start reforming because they get sent right back. They get to escape.
Wow. Yeah, man, it is. I'm not very far into it because it is a roguelike. Like what's amazing though is like it takes the roguelike genre and it's a hack and slash style game. Like that's like that those are the mechanics. But it's like it takes the roguelike and runs with it because it's like there's like relationship simulation in there where it's like you'll gain nectar, or as I like to call it, nectar.
Yeah.
And then you can give those as gifts to like other gods, or
because like you level up sort of by choosing which gods and the abilities that you pull from them.
Yeah, each run you get boons from different gods, and meeting those gods has been like, I'm not looking forward to the point where I have met all the gods because like meeting them all for the first time is fucking magical because it's like the illustration's great and it's like the dialogue is fantastic. I mean, it is like, every time I meet a new god, like I get excited. And they'll give you boons that like essentially modify your attacks and stuff like that. And there are different weapons that you can unlock by collecting keys, and you get rewards for doing a run with a certain weapon. You accumulate more like dark, which you use to like do permanent upgrades to Zagreus. It is fucking cool, and it is like I have no regrets spending $25 on this game.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, serious. I meant when I told Nikki, like I definitely it feels like a $40 game.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like and I only say that because I mean,
it's the same people who did Bastion
and Transistor and Pyre.
Because I feel like I've heard of Bastion. I heard about Bastion big a long time ago, and then I heard about Transistor. I bought it, never really played it, never heard a whole lot
I
about
haven't
it.
played Transistor
Never
either.
heard about Pyre.
Yeah, and I didn't play
I went and
Pyre.
bought Pyre because I know it's an RPG. So I was like, I saw it on sale, great. And I saw it in Hades is like, I feel like now everybody's talking about Hades like they were talking about Bastion.
Dude, Hades it is awesome. It really is. And it's like they go deep on the Greek mythology, like they're committed to it, you know, and that they have to be because it's like, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Dante's Inferno for like the PS3.
Yeah.
But just in the regards where it's like they chose a theme and they fucking did it to the hilt.
You fight unbaptized babies.
No, you don't do that. Not yet, at least. I don't know. We'll see. But it's very, very cool. And it's like like I said, I'm not looking forward to the day where it's like, oh, I've met all the gods.
Yeah.
And then like there are like things where it's like the abilities that the boons that the gods give you will play off of each other. Like Doc was watching the stream last night, and Cybershot, they had both spent a lot of time with the game, so they were giving me tips, which is nice because it's like I'm learning exponentially through them because it's like, oh, I don't have to learn this the hard way as long as I listen to these guys. So it's one of those where it's like Aphrodite will give Zagreus a boon that essentially will give him like damage over time, where it's like almost like a charm effect.
Yeah.
Where like and it pairs well with Dionysus' hangover effect. So it's like, and there are even events, which I haven't seen one because I was too scared to do it because I was low on life, but I had the option of going to, like, each time you clear a room, you go into another room, but the door leading to that next room has like an orb on it, essentially telling you what you'll get when you complete that next room. So it could be a key or like pieces of dark, or it could be like a symbol for one of the gods. And it's like, sweet, I'm going to get a boon by going to like visit one of the gods. Well, I saw one that had 2 symbols on it. And it's like, what the fuck? And then like Doc was like, those are really hard.
Yeah.
And I had like 45 health or something. So I was like, I don't think I'm going to do it. But the way that it works is both gods are there. And then essentially they start fighting over which one you're going to pick. And then whichever one you don't pick, like summons minions that you have to fight. And it's like, I'm glad that they do that because it cashes in. And once again, it's like, it's cashing in on like the fucking pettiness of like mythology pantheons. And it's like, I fucking love that, man. And like Poseidon's in it, Zeus is in it. I mean, it's cool. It reminds me of a very long time ago. I remember, I think you and Jacob of Wolf Fighting fame talking about like how cool it would be to have a D&D game that is set in ancient Greece, where it's like the gods are among us. And it's like the weapons, like there's the Heartseeker bow. I mean, like they go like the Stygian blade. I mean, they're pulling shit. Like it's very, very cool. Very cool. Highly recommend. Definitely buy it. If any of this sounds like appealing at all to anybody listening, buy it. It's amazing. It really is. And it's got like a Dead Cells feel to it, but I like it better than Dead Cells.
Yeah, we've been planning to do Dead Cells with Blake for a while now.
Well, it's going to be even longer now. Because it's like, this is way better than Dead Cells to me because it's like, it feels so much bigger. Like, and it's like, it's got all the trappings that I like. You know, I like the great voice acting and I like the illustrative style. And I like the relationship simulator parts of it too, because it like the way the game loop works is you fight, trying to work your way up to the surface. You die, and then when you respawn in that pool of blood, you're back in like Hades' palace, and you just talk to all of the gods that are there who are hanging out, and it's like they reveal some of the story to you as you go along. It's very, very cool, and it's like there is a relationship meter with each one. Or it's like when you reach a certain point, they'll give you a gift or something like that. And it's like, yeah, it's very cool. Cerberus is in it. He's awesome. Very cool. I also played Among Us on Thursday.
Man, that's all Artsy AJ watches. Just constantly.
Man. Dude, that Among Us is fun as fuck. Yeah. We there's a Game Buds channel in the Tadpog Discord. Nathan of Sonic's Hedgehog panties fame, he suggested that we play Among Us, and it's like, I mean, based on his suggestion, fantastic suggestion, but like based on his suggestion, we got a group together, and it's like we had 8 people playing it. Are you familiar with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I am. After the kids have told me all about it.
So you watched. Okay. Yeah. It's like Clue in space, kind of, and it's like there's one imposter, and it's like. It was very, very fun. We played for like 6 hours and didn't even realize it. So we're planning on playing again on Thursday. So
okay,
very much looking forward to it. If anybody's interested, bit.ly/Tadpog Discord.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about California games too.
California games too.
I think we are. And
I mean, it's like there's not. I'm glad we're talking about other shit because there's 5 very short, very simple mini games.
And we have a package to open still, and a Kit Kat to try still.
That's true. Why don't you go and open that package?
You sent me a reminder of something that you wanted to talk about as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to open that package while I make some notes real quick.
Let's see. This is a package, and I'm very curious about this package because you sent me a message about this package, which is very rare.
Because I got sent a message about the package if we had received it yet, because it is a special thing for you.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay. It feels like I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's in pieces. I hope it's supposed to be in pieces. I feel like 2 separate pieces here.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
This is from Mitchell Lucas, and here is Mitchell's address. Just kidding. All right. Let's see. It's in a bubble envelope mailer. Fucking Donatello. And it's the wind up version. 2 Donatellos, and is this the throwy version? All right, this is fucking sweet.
Because he made a post about selling some toys, like he collects and sells sort of retro toys, and he asked me like, who is Dave's favorite again? I was like, it's Donatello. Sweet. Okay. I have a package for Dave.
I had this one.
By the way, for another package, well, who's your favorite? Also Donatello. Okay.
Well, then one of these is yours.
I think they're both for you. I don't know.
So we've got original flavor Donatello. Let me try to squish his head. So it's not original flavor Donatello, because I think the first runs had those squishy heads, like the hollow heads.
Yeah.
So we've got him, and he's got his belt and everything. And then we've got the wind-up Donatello, which I had both of these, but like this one, I remember, I think his whole deal was he swims.
Oh, you put him in the bathtub.
And he swims around. And then you definitely don't let him touch your penis.
Oh, you should keep that one then. That's fantastic, Mitchell. Thank you very much. There's a letter.
There's a note in here. Maybe I should have read that first. It says, "Dear motherfucking Tadpog, it's your boy Mitch. Got some GameCube games in there." What? I don't see him in there. Thought you guys would enjoy these. Donatello figures from back in the day. Keep up the work. Didn't say good work. I just want to note that. Keep up the work. Let's see. Going to be starting a podcast of my own in the near future. It's also going to be a gaming podcast. Question: what is the best advice you could offer me in the podcasting realm? Follow me at Retro Drunk. Okay, I'm familiar with Retro Drunk on Twitter for more info on upcoming announcements for the cast. Thanks for getting me through the day. Work every day. With love, Mitch. Mitch, thank you.
Yeah, Mitch.
What advice would you have?
Make it sound good and publish consistently.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I would say too. And it's like the audio, it's got to like, it doesn't have to be fantastic, but it needs to be not distracting.
Yep.
Like the audio cannot distract from the content,
Yeah.
or people won't give it a chance. And then like, that's honestly now in 2020, not too difficult to do, because I mean, everything's way cheaper than it was when we started 8 years ago.
Very true. Very, very true.
So yeah, I think that's really good advice. Yeah, invest in like making it sound good, and then the content you just publish consistently, and that content will get better as you go.
Yep. Well, sometimes some people will say like, classic, whatever your show is. Way back in the day, whenever you listen to it and cringe because you don't think it sounds
Right?
good.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious.
That's the shit.
Because I go back and listen to our like year one episodes, and it's like, oh my god, because I sound like this, and I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know. It's a lot more. It was fun then, of course, but it's it's fun now. Just it's kind of just its own thing now.
Yep. But I also wanted to plug, so good friend of the show, Zeus Laser.
Oops all intros.
Oops all intros.
This is, totally.
That's fun because we can talk about each of these mini games in depth, and it's still going to take 20 minutes.
Right? No, it is not going to take long at all.
So we'll get there about the game. I saw somebody, one of Gentle G's friends, I forget who it was commenting about, oh, this was a pretty good one. I thought you'd enjoyed it. Did they talk about the game very much? No. I want to hear about the game. Well, we'll get there. There's not a lot of game to talk about.
And I'll also say, I challenge you, listener, to find another podcast about California games too.
And see how much they talk about it.
I'm not saying it's not out there. It could very well be out there. But do they also talk about Hades?
That's true. In the same breath. And the Super Nintendo Junior.
Right.
But so Zeus is a nurse practitioner in New York. And I think all the COVID stuff has made him and partner with some of his other friends in that community to go ahead and branch out on something they've always wanted to do. So they started something called Ready Well Psych.
Okay.
So I'll publish a link to that track on the not that track on the show notes. I'm used to saying
Is he Sycamore Drive?
To that website. To the website where it's very much a mental health medication management psychopharmacologist specializing in anxiety, depression, ADHD, and PTSD. Therapist referrals in New York and New Jersey.
Awesome.
So if you're in that area and someone who I can testify is a upstanding, great guy who really cares, who really gets invested.
For sure.
Take care of your mental health, please. It's very important, especially nowadays. And so if you're in that area, this is a great resource.
Awesome. That's great. I didn't know that Zeus is doing that. That's amazing.
All right, so now let's get depressed and talk about California games too. Oh yeah, let's try that Kit Kat.
Nikki found some apple pie Kit Kats, and she bought a pack specifically for us to try on the show.
Yeah. And that does look like it would be Melissa's jam.
Well, if you're good with it, we can split one bar,
Yeah.
and then Melissa can have the rest of it. Does she like apple pie?
Oh, that's her favorite fruit.
Apple pie is not a fruit.
Apple anything. Apple pie is basically fruit.
Did you know that pizza is a vegetable?
Says the fat man. Apple pie is a fruit.
I remember being a young lad picking apple pies off the tree. They're so much better right off the vine. All right. So, apple pie Kit Kat.
Even just the white chocolate on the side, definitely.
This is pretty good.
Oh, very good. It tastes like apple crisp.
It's going to be hard to let Melissa have these three, but she may. Since she did such a good job organizing the family photo, I think she deserves it. There you go. No one saw that. Excellent throw. And
It was
also
a
excellent
good throw.
catch.
Yeah.
Man, we need to have video cameras in here.
No one was around for their pussies to get wet over how good that throw and catch was.
Bring a mop and a bucket.
I have a video my brother sent me where he shows my parents the WAP video.
Oh, what?
And my mom,
he shows it to
he shows
them.
it. His
radio edit?
girlfriend videos him. No, just a straight up, real legit video. Like they've got the laptop is in my mom's lap. Dad is on one side, Ron's on the other. You see, he just reaches over and hits the space bar for play, and it goes for a while. My mom is just.
There's some whores in this house.
Mom is silent and just like looking side to side, and Dad just like, Ryan, what?
Randy looks
What?
up from his bread and milk. What?
In his underwear. You can't show me this. I'm just in my underwear.
Raging erection that he can't hide.
Look what you did.
You woke it up. Oh, man. Can we have that video? Can I at least see it?
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
Awesome. Ryan also sent me a video today of
A guy eating a Carolina
a coworker
Reaper.
of his eating one of those Carolina Reapers like it was nothing.
Yep, just crunch. That's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I think he was playing up a little bit.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's no one that can eat a Carolina Reaper and just be like, oh, that's not even hot. Like, fuck you. Yes, it is. You're
Right.
just
Right.
you're just
Right.
hiding it. But it's impressive that you can do that.
Totally. Right, exactly. That takes a level of
Yeah.
skill right there. So my hat's off to Ryan's coworker. We fucking just about died over the ones we had on Patreon.
Yeah. Yep. That's what people pay to see us almost die. All right, California Games 2.
California Games 2.
So the intro, I think the title screen looks pretty dumb. It looks like a California Dreams, like if someone were to animate that, sort of 8-bit style.
What is that? What is California Dreams?
California Dreams. It was around. It's similar.
Is it a show?
It's like Saved by the Bell.
Is it a roguelike?
A little later, it's a roguelike Saved by the Bell simulator, where the main character Jake, who is the badass, is clearly like 40, trying to play an 18-year-old, and he's very strongly balding.
Awesome.
Yeah. Because remember, the two Saved by the Bell sort of knockoffs of that area that I watched a lot were California Dreams and USA High.
Dude, no, I don't know either of these. USA High, that sounds like a fucking distribution center. Why can I not think of the word?
So I'm trying to think of if any of these actors were in anything else, and I don't think so.
No, dude, I haven't. California Dreams sounds like vaguely familiar, but that's also like a pairing of like.
It was Saved by the Bell just like in California, and they were just like surfers and shit
see.
too. So
Did USA High star the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah.
Or
USA High was it was like a boarding school with different kids from different countries in it.
okay,
So like you have like the American surfer kid,
So Captain
your
Planet?
Screech type character, kind of a German kid, a British kid, like so. Yeah,
oh okay. That also took place in California, or it was just like a It was just like
I don't know where
Saved
it
by the
took
Bell
place.
kind of thing.
Yeah, just Saved by the
Yeah.
Bell. Like the college years because it's I feel like it was a college, maybe it was a high school, but I think it was more of a college and it's in their dorms and shit. So
Yeah, man, you're blowing my mind with it. Of course, it makes sense that there were like Saved by the Bell knockoffs. Like, of course, it makes sense.
Yep.
Because like I say that, but like I just assume that Saved by the Bell was wildly popular. I don't know. I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my parents didn't like it. I can tell you that.
everybody must love Big Bad Beetleborgs. It's on TV.
But I don't feel like Saved by the Bell didn't get like the same cachet that like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Like those are like the big like
The
tent
good
poles
shows.
of our childhood, you know?
And somehow our adulthood. So
Yeah. Well, so right. Okay. So California Dreams, did it feature a bunch of giant license plates? The California license plates?
I want to say there was the California license plate in it. I really do want to say that. Let me pull it up.
Dude, I should have played California Games 1 on the NES. I should have replayed it to see if they heavily lean on the Sunshine State license plates that they do in this game. Because it's like, I wouldn't be surprised to find out that the California Department of Motor Vehicles paid for 80% of this game because the very beginning, the title screen is a California license plate. When you gain points in this game during the mini games, how are they displayed? By California license plates. When you lose points in this game, how are they displayed? By California license plate. When you get finished with a game and it shows the high score, how do they display it? On a California license plate. I mean,
right.
it's just like, what the fuck?
Yep.
Like, was it the DMV involved or
Do
was
you
it?
know this is in California? Do you know?
Right.
Do you know it's in the weird snowy mountains of California that connect right to the beach?
Yes. It's like that scene in Red Dragon. Do you see? It's just slide a California license plates.
California Dreams did have the same sort of squirrely, colorful font.
Dude, I recognize that image that you're showing me. Yeah. I never saw that show, but that looks like something that I've seen before.
Yeah, 'cause it was like the badass, nerdy Asian girl. So very much the like Zach, the hip hop dancer guy, the skeezy pervert who's always trying to get laid but can't do it character, like all the tropes.
Dude, I'm so glad that you said that because what it reminded me of is on the title screen of California Games 2, where it has the giant license plate in the background and behind these kids. I don't know if they're kids or not. I assume that they're kids.
They're
probably,
teens.
right? Teens. But when I saw them, the very first thing I thought was, who the fuck are these knockoff Power Rangers on their lunch break?
You're right. It very much is.
It reminded me of the end of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
Yes.
beat 'em up, where they're in the fucking
They're in the car. They're just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
This is what happens immediately after that.
As my mother would say, they're in that car hooting and hollering, going down the road.
We are also a hootin' and hollering house. We also say that.
Get out of the way, Pokey Joe. Ah.
Pokey Joe, we do not use. That's what we.
That's fighting words.
Pokey
when my
Joe?
when my mom breaks out Pokey Joe, she is angry. Going down the road, we get stuck behind somebody going slow, and she's in
Yeah.
a hurry.
Yeah.
Oh, this Pokey Joe.
New Tadpog character, Pokey Joe.
Pokey Joe gets in front of Pam and drives slowly.
Oh, man. So there are mini games in California Games too. There are the following events: hang gliding.
Weird, like you drop water balloons as you hang glide.
It's very weird. And they also, when you select, also when it shows you what event you're going to do, it's displayed on a California license plate. In case you forgot that this game that was either purchased by you or given to you does in fact take place in California. It does. We figured it out.
Yep, we know.
We know it. Even though one of these events you would not know otherwise.
Nope.
The snowboarding.
The snowboarding is so fucking. That's the worst one in my opinion. You're basically you're strapped to Marty's hoverboard.
Yeah.
Because it's the same color, same everything.
Yeah. You need power.
And a tank top and shorts.
Uh-huh.
Snowboarding.
Yeah.
And there are large
On snow.
on snow, and there are large mystery cliffs of nothing.
Yeah, just holes.
Very repeatedly. And this is not a mountain I would snow down because there are rocks and trees
No.
everywhere.
I wouldn't go down any mountain on a snowboard, but especially not
Yeah,
this one.
This
which
mountain
is definitely in California.
definitely goes right to the beach.
Yeah, it sure does.
It takes about 25% of the screen.
Yep.
It's just barely in the corner.
Uh-huh.
Mostly just open air. And then you're trying to avoid everything. Just
And it's
big
not even-
fall to the next part of the mountain, fall to the next part of the mountain.
It's not even interesting stuff that you're dodging. It's like logs, holes.
Rock.
I mean, it's just like it'd be more fun if it were like you're dodging like the Grim Reaper from Paperboy. You know what I mean? Like make it fun.
Yep. And then it turns into grass.
It
then
turns
you're
into grass.
Then you're just boarding on
Right.
grass and mud and logs.
But that's after the snowboarding half pipe,
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. The snowboarding half pipe. You're right.
which is that I don't know. I don't watch extreme sports. Like, is that a real thing? Is there snowboarding?
There's a snowboarding half pipe,
Okay, okay. Do you
I know
normally
that
go?
because I watched Shaun White's gold-winning medal run
Okay.
last week.
Did he go down grass after he did it? Or?
Oh, yeah, he had to go down the mountain, dodge all the rocks and the logs to the snowboarding half pipe, and then to the grass. And then from the grass, it just goes into the beach, and you just slide right to the water's edge.
And what's interesting is when you slide to the water's edge, that's where the end of the bodyboarding event happens. So
and
they
you
kind
get
of
a
like,
California license plate for completing it.
of course you do, of course you do. And then like so the snowboarding was your least favorite.
Yeah, I'd say so. Snowboarding, I didn't care for the skateboarding either. The skateboarding was by far the longest one.
Skateboarding is, as Sandwich Pope Phil put it in Twitch chat, a marathon, and he is correct. I at one point forgot that I was in California. It's so long.
'Cause I had the same thought. Am I in California? Oh, no, I am because I'm on the set of T2 in the big like drainage
Yeah.
pipe. Because this is where all the first 20 minutes of T2 happens.
Yeah, what is that thing? We don't have those things
don't
here in
know.
Kentucky.
Nope.
Like, is that like a water reservoir or
Yeah,
what is
I have
that?
no idea what that is.
It's got a lot of pipes. It's got a lot of like,
It looks
half
pretty perfect for
pipes.
skateboarders.
Yeah, it does.
Skateboarders and Terminators.
right? That's what it says on the side. Skateboarders and Terminators welcome. Please check attitude at the door.
Have you seen this boy?
So the skateboarding is all like unlike the snowboarding, which has like the camera angle like from the side, right? The skateboarding is like the camera is behind the skateboarder, and the pipes are just coming at you in like almost first person perspective.
Yeah.
And it's like you're
Third person would it be third person perspective?
yeah, third person
Ish.
over the shoulder. But it's just weird to see the things kind of like coming at you.
Yeah.
And really, honestly, bad looking graphics. I mean,
Yeah.
it reminded me of like an NES game. At certain
If the levels
points.
from Sonic, the special levels had been on the E NES.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's like, and it makes sense that it's like when we look at like what all this came out on, and it's like, okay, this came out on like not the Sega Master System, or I'm sorry, not the Sega Mega Drive, but the Sega Master System. And it's like, I mean, the Amiga. Okay. It's like I don't feel like they dressed it up a lot for the Super Nintendo is my guess. I didn't like the game, so I didn't like watch a bunch of other versions of it being played. But I was told that on like the DOS version, the snowboarding, like when you face plant and start rolling, like there is blood, which is
Okay.
kind of fun. But these are presumably teens. So it's essentially Jackass the
I mean,
video
look at all
game.
that sweat getting knocked off from the Super Nintendo
Right?
version.
Man, these kids sure are full of sand. But
Yeah,
like,
if you fall down the second huge gap in the snowboarding mountain, that's where you fall into Reptile's pit and fight him and unlock Reptile.
dude, if you could unlock Reptile in this game, it would automatically go up like 10 notches in my book.
Just lean into the stupid. That's fine.
Absolutely. They don't, you say that like as a joke, but it's like, honestly, if they did lean into silliness, this would be a much better game. They kind of do it a little bit because like my least favorite event is the bodyboarding.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's very short, which that's the best thing it's got going for it.
Yeah.
Skateboarding is very long. The bodyboarding is probably the shortest event where there's a wave and you ride it and you do tricks on it, which mainly was me just spinning around on it until we got to talk about the Zach, the California god in the sky.
That is Zach, the god of California.
I mean, we haven't talked about that yet. That's a whole fucking thing we got to get into. There's a dude at the top right who just his head in the sky, and he says things such as, "Try something else." And these are all in like word bubbles. Bogus.
Yes way.
Yes way. Oh wow. Totally awesome. Dweeb.
Ay caramba. Remember that one?
Ay caramba. Yeah, totally. Unfortunately, we don't have an Eat My Shorts or don't have a cow, but we do have ay caramba. And it's like, what I think is like, who is this person? I assume it's Zach, Z-A-K, because like on the high score license plates, which are definitely from California, Zach is the high score on all of them. He's fucking shitty because his scores are fucking low. 5 minutes into the game, I'm like, fuck you, Zach.
Fuck you, Zach, god of California.
Tripled your score, motherfucker. But what I like to think is that like Zach is just like a kid who lost an 8-year-long battle with windsurfing, and he finally succumbed. And like the California Pantheon was like, we have a seat for you, and it is in California Games 2.
It's all the California raisins. We're pulling him in.
Yeah, man. I wish I had a quiz put together for like name all the California things that you in pop culture as you can. I don't know if you noticed, but when I pulled up in your driveway today, it was California Dreamin'. I listened on Spotify. I was like, California. I just typed in California, and it's like, just play all the California songs. On my way to record California
Bring back
Games
all
2.
of Brandon's angry moments from high school about all his girlfriend talked about was wanting to move to California.
Man, so many good discussions of making fun of this girl that I didn't really even know.
She's a sweet girl. Like 20 years later, does she live in California? No.
Maybe she changed her mind.
Maybe.
But I don't know. It was fun to like get Brandon a little worked up about it.
Yeah. Always a fun thing. Get Brandon just a little worked up.
Just a little. So the bodyboarding.
His dick's big enough. You can rub him a little bit. It's fine.
A lot, actually. Motherfucker's got a dick like a slap bracelet.
I've seen it. I mean that. I've seen it.
I've been snapped. They do kind of lean into the silly a little bit on the bodyboarding, because like once the wave crests,
because bodyboarding itself is just silly anyway.
Have you ever done it before?
No.
It sucks.
It looks like it sucks.
It sucks because it's like, I remember when I went to Hawaii as part of the band. The band took a trip to Hawaii, and then like the next year we didn't have as many kids in the band. That was weird, huh? It's like all the kids joined the band to go to Hawaii or something. Weird. But we did bodyboarding. Me and like a couple of my friends. We're all from Kentucky. We're like coming from a landlocked state. The biggest thing, like the closest thing we have to the ocean is Kentucky Lake.
Yep.
Which is stagnant brown water where you can see buildings down below. Because that's what used to be there.
It's really weird. That's where all the ghosts are.
Yep. I'm sorry, does this connect to the River Styx? Because it kind of seems like there's a bunch of dead people.
There's a poor brother somewhere. It's fine.
So like bodyboarding, I remember like
as
all
long
of us,
as every 8 years we elect a Bashir, it'll stay covered.
Right? There is like, we did not know what the fuck we were doing, but it's like we were kind of like doing the waves, but like the whole thing the whole time was like, yeah, but this doesn't like seem nearly as fun as like surfing.
Yep.
Like standing on this thing would probably be exponentially harder.
Lean on this half a surfboard that every time the water comes up, it goes in your nose.
Right. Oh, am I gonna like tumble head over heels like over and over underwater and not know which way is up? Yes, you will.
Is that not fun?
But in California Games 2, which I assure you takes place in California, although they're pushing it so hard that maybe it's actually taking place in like Arizona or something, and they're like, no, it's California. Look at all
look
at all the license plates. We wouldn't have all these California license plates if it wasn't in California.
We made a Terminator governor. It's fine.
The bodyboarding does kind of lean into the silly a little bit because once the wave is done and you're like, you have to dodge obstacles to get to the beach. And those obstacles are like enormous mermaids. Like
you do.
The famous obstacle of California Games too, the rock. They're just bunches of rocks.
Yeah.
And then another
historical accuracy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Choose a direction, Epics. Like, are you going the mermaid, like, silly route, or are we going the fucking boring ass rocks and branches? Like, what are we doing?
I did. Doing some research that the people who founded Epic's Games met over a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
I know. Yeah. I know. I saw that. So you read the same Wikipedia article as I did, right?
I watched someone probably read the same Wikipedia article.
So you might not know this. I hope that you don't. Mm-hmm. If you do,
if you do, pretend you don't.
Don't trick me like California Games 2. Don't like show me license plate and be like, oh, totally in California. But Epics, they invented something. They invented something called I have to look this up because I know the handy game. They invented the handy game. Are you familiar with the handy game?
Depends on what you're talking about, Dave.
What do you think I'm talking about?
Man, I think someone a lot older than that invented the handy game.
The handy game was sold to the Atari, who rebranded it as the Atari Lynx. So Epix created the Atari Lynx, which blows my mind because it's like, how many bad decisions can you make?
Yep, you are right.
But there's a reason that they did it, which leads me to a section that I'm doing completely out of order called Where Are They Now? Epix, Tyler. Where do you think Epix is now? The developer, California Games. I assume
they've had to been bought up, surely.
So Epix, that's a very good guess. Epix became defunct in 1993. So what happened was...
So not long after this game came out.
Not very long after this game at all. Which is kind of sad because, like...
This is their swan song.
Yeah, and, like, California Games, like, was a legit big hit for them. And it's like, but that's pretty much, like, I can name you the other games that they worked on, and you're going to not recognize them. Let me try to find one for the Super Nintendo. It might just be California Games too. It looks like it might be.
All right.
Looks like it might be.
100% complete. Achievement unlocked.
But they did develop a game in 1982 called Jabbertalky, which I like to think is wonderful. Like a monster dating simulator.
You got to get something to go snicker snack inside your pussy.
That's right. They developed Jumpman. Not that Jumpman.
Wow. The real Jumpman.
The real Jumpman. Legend of Black Silver. Monster Maze. Morlock's Tower. You mean to tell me these guys met over a D&D game? And it's like, apparently the story is that like they got into this because one of the people in their D&D group was like, I'm going to buy a computer to do all the D&D bookkeeping. And then they're like, let's make games on that. So it's like a cool story, but it's like, I don't know. After playing California Games 2, it's like...
It's not such a cool story anymore.
Right? I've had enough of this cool story, bro. So, I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting because it's like... The Atari Lynx is like one of those, like... It's like one of those... It's like the handheld console that's just like... It was ahead of its time because as far as I know, it was the first color LCD, like... portable true gaming device that, you know, but it's like, it had to compete with the fucking Game Boy.
And you just weren't. You just weren't.
You just weren't. That is a good way of putting it. You just weren't. And then like what Atari does is like, so that fails and they're like, all right, let's do the Jaguar. And it's like, y'all.
No. We'll put two 32-bit processors. We'll call it 64-bit. We're first on the market. It's going to be great.
And even I didn't want one as a kid because I wanted Jurassic Park at the 3DO. Out of all the failed consoles, I was like, the Raptor looks better on that one.
Yeah.
I want that one.
I went an Endrema really badly in high school.
What is that?
Yeah, exactly. I saw it once in a magazine, and then that was it.
An Endrema?
It was a vaporware sort of console that looked amazing, and then it just never happened.
Have you looked this up since?
It's been a minute. I feel like I have.
The Endrema.
Endrema.
Oh, what popped up on my phone, what was already in my browser was Mr. Sparkle, because today at dinner, Henry out of the blue goes, "Bye, Fishbulb." And I was like, "Did you say Fishbulb?" "Yeah, from The Simpsons." I'm like, "You remember that?" Because we watched it like 2 weeks ago and he hasn't referenced it. Like, so I'm like, this has just been rattling around your head for 2 weeks and now it comes out.
Well, okay, so that just reminds me of a Kenna story because so there's a change shortage going around.
There's a change shortage?
A change shortage.
Like pocket change?
Yeah.
Have they gone to the arcades and cleaned all
Clean them all. Have you put your fingers in all the hole?
Gotta watch out, AIDS needles in there.
So I needed some for work. So I got like a petty cash check. I had to go get quarters. We were completely out of quarters. The bank my mom works at was closed. So I was like, well, shit, I have an account over at the other credit union in town. I'll go over there and see. So I went in and asked for this in change, and they were just like, no. I was like, can I have like some of it? Can you give me like $20 in quarters? No.
Change shortage.
Okay, bye.
I had no idea.
Like they didn't tell me. Like they were super shitty about it. Super shitty about it.
Why is there a change shortage?
I don't know. I guess people aren't wanting to spend it. I don't know, but there's
not wanting to spend
change.
Change.
Yeah, or places aren't taking it because you have to handle it so much, and no one's washing their pennies.
Someone wash this change.
All these pennies have been up my ass.
Right.
So I went back.
Ass pennies. Thanks for reminding
me. That's power.
Thanks for reminding me of ass pennies.
Because that thing in his hand has been in your ass.
That's got to go in the show notes. For sure. So what'd you do? How'd you get your quarters?
I had to wait till Mom's bank reopened, and she had no problem giving me the change. She's like, yeah, we've got it. It's fine.
Probably because they were Henry's, who wants a computer. So we've like finally busted open, not busted, but just carefully took the rubber off the bottom of the Fox Bank. There's like $100 in change there.
Shit.
And he's like, can we buy a computer? I'm like, not with that. Got to fill this Fox up at least twice more.
Do this 10 more times if you want one that's worth a shit, Henry.
Like the thing is, like, he wants a Chromebook, and it's like, dude, they just offer those from school, man. Like, you can just get one. Not now because it's too late, but like if you wanted one, we could have gotten you one. But that wouldn't fly anyway, because it's like, he wants one that he can fuck with, you know what I mean? And I want him to have one that he can fuck with.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, him just like spouting off a fucking Simpsons line was just like, the fuck?
You are my son. I see it now.
I mean,
I did not see it until today.
We've been watching it, so it does make sense. But it did, man, just blow my mind that it's like, how long have you been sitting on that?
Yeah. But like I came home and I told Melissa that story about the change while Kenna was like playing in the floor. I didn't even think she was listening. They were just paying attention. And then like weeks later, she goes to my mom and she's like, Daddy went to the bank and they wouldn't give me any money. She was like, what? It's like, yeah. He asked for money. They said no. And then he said, could I have a little bit of money? And they said no again.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, we're in this thing now where like Henry said something about like he asked Nikki if he could have a belt. And Nikki was like, why? And he said, because Gram said she's going to take a belt and whoop me, and I want to have one so I can get her back.
Excellent. We'll go tomorrow.
We train at dawn. Belt to belt combat begins.
Here's a spiked one from Hot Topic in 1996.
I knew this day would come. Here's my dad's 2-inch thick black leather belt with a Texas belt buckle on it. Don't know why there's a Texas belt buckle on it, but there is. Don't get hit with that end.
We call it Old Jesus Saves.
Yes. Dave takes full damage. The bodyboarding sucked. I hated it. We've talked about snowboarding. We've talked about skateboarding.
Jet skis.
There are, they call it jet surfing, which I don't know why they call it jet surfing. Is jet ski like trademarked or something? That's probably my guess.
I bet it's a brand. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably my guess. Like they wouldn't have a Frisbee tournament in California Games 3. They'd have a flying disc tournament.
Yeah.
Kind of deal.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
Which
I think that's the best one.
You know, I thought it was pretty okay. It's essentially like a racing game by yourself. And you just follow this course on a jet ski or a jet do or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And you pick up the Snickers bars out of the water for extra license plates.
Yep.
You can go off ramps and do spinnies for license plates.
Yep.
And then you can cross checkpoints for license
More
plates.
license plates.
Right, yeah. You don't have to try really hard to beat Zach, the god of California games, too. And then the hang gliding, which we briefly touched on, which is interesting. It's interesting. But it's definitely problematic. It's just tough to figure out. And I could not find the SNES instruction manual for this game, which would have helped immensely. Because like the Lilyhammer Winter Olympics 94, like that instruction manual was like vital. Because it's like, you need to know how to play these games because none of them control, they control differently. And Grim found one for DOS, but instead what I did was I just based it on the opinions and things that people said in chat. So we solved it. We figured it out. And it's like hang gliding is you have two kinds of balloons. You have pink balloons and blue balloons. It's the weirdest fucking gender reveal party you've ever had where you feed a dolphin a blue balloon.
I thought it was a shark.
There are sharks. If you fall into the water, sharks circle and feed. Unfortunately, it doesn't get that graphic, but
damn it.
I know. Sindel doesn't show up and like wrap her hair around you and
pull you down into a shark's gullet.
So yeah, and then there are little targets.
You should have brought a bigger hang glider.
She screams, and it's so much force that your hang glider goes to Pluto, where your dead gray body floats.
Perfect. No blood though.
No blood. No, it's fine.
No blood.
It's fine. So I have a question for you. Hang gliding seems to be a reoccurring theme in Super Nintendo games.
You were right.
So my question is, which game did it better? Pac-Man 2, Pilot Wings, Prehistoric Man, or California Games 2?
Prehistoric Man.
Prehistoric Man?
Yeah.
I feel pretty good with that answer, honestly.
Yeah,
I feel pretty good with that
I didn't
answer.
love it, but it was like the easiest to get.
Yeah.
Kind of. So yeah, I don't like hang gliding segments at all, but I'm going to say Prehistoric Man.
Have you ever thought about going hang gliding, like in real life? Have we had this conversation?
That feels like the old man side of me where it's like, that can't be real. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with that.
But I feel like hang gliding had to have been...
There's going to be like jets on there somewhere.
But hang gliding like had to have been like invented in the 90s or something, right? Like I don't feel like that was something that was around in the 60s, but maybe
it could have been.
It was.
Yeah. That's a 95-pound man's game. No, I'm all right.
And I left this one out intentionally. I left this game out intentionally, but I think the game that does it the best is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Game Gear.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that, man.
I love this segment.
Damn.
Each of these events had their own little cute saying, which was on a license plate. Hang gliding says, prepare to cut air.
All right. Makes sense, I guess.
Jet surfing was prepare to chop some waves.
You want to chop the one? All right. Mm-hmm.
Bodyboarding is prepare to slice some surf. Skateboarding is prepare to carve concrete.
I remember carved concrete. I like that. Okay.
Snowboarding, prepare to shred mountain.
Well, that's what you do. Not snow. It's more just mountain.
Here in California, mountain shred you.
The good old beach mountain.
Good old beach mountain. All right. Goodness. What'd you think of the music?
I didn't.
It's there. It's
I was
there.
trying to picture it in my head, and I couldn't.
Here's my approximation of the music. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if that's really what it is, but that's what my mind plays.
Yeah, I mean, I have zero concept of the music, so that's really telling.
Yeah, the title screen music was okay, and I know that because we didn't get tired of it after an hour of me drinking and talking over it. The rest of the music, I don't know. Nah.
Yep.
And the graphics, they were all over the place. Some of them looked good, some of them looked horrible, but none of them looked consistent.
No, you're right. It's like a different team completely built every game.
Yeah, did each little mini game, and it I wonder if that is the case because, like, dude,
we got five programmers. All right, each of you make a mini game. Do we have any? No, just whatever.
That might have been it. I mean, California Games 1 sold well, right? This is a shoe-in.
We'll skate on the goodwill of California Games.
Do you think a California Games 3 would sell?
No.
You don't?
I can't imagine a game like this for like a major console at all, not just being shovelware.
Well, what if it was like, okay, well, what if it is shovelware? What if it's like a $5 like throwaway nostalgia kind of thing? I honestly think this could sell, especially if it was like a fucking mobile game. You know what I mean? With
a mobile game. Yes, I'm with you on a mobile game.
In-app purchases, like five darkness crystals get you a license plate.
10 new phrases for the god of California games, Zach.
Pay $20 and he swears. Yeah, pay him $50 and he quotes Pulp Fiction.
Give us the rights to your phone and he'll quote your text messages.
Don't forget to link this with all your social media accounts.
Yep.
Let's see.
Tyler needs more license plates. please send Dave more. Dave, please send Tyler more license plates.
You just gave me fucking Farmville flashbacks where I remember going to virtual farms on Facebook and being like, guess I gotta like feed all these chickens.
Yep.
At someone else's farm.
I remember like Blake would set so many alarms in the middle of the night on his phone for his crops. Like,
I did the same.
Gotta get up every 3 hours. Gotta water my wheat.
I did the same thing, man. I wish I could go back in time and just fucking kick myself in the balls and be like, go to the gym, read a book.
Oh, come on, wheat. I'm gonna buy a tractor. I can do
get a master's degree.
Unlock strawberries. It only takes 5 minutes.
Learn
man.
to cook.
Gonna fence in my sheep.
Man, fuck Farmville. Fuck Farmville.
I know it built the monster that is Zynga, that basically is the bane of all mobile gaming.
Yeah.
I mean, they bought up my favorite game.
Really?
Yeah, they own Empires and Puzzles now, and it has started to.
When did they buy it?
6-7 months ago.
That sucks.
And like it is really starting to change. Like,
oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Now you're fencing in sheep.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the in-app purchase stuff is just everywhere all the time. Just I can't log in without having to X out like 10 different screens and trying to trap you into like hitting the like it's getting frustrating. It's very sad.
That shit makes me nervous because it's like constantly I'm like looking at Henry's iPad and it's like, where'd you get this app? And he's like, it's free. It's free. It's free.
It's what you think.
Yeah. And I'm like, I mean, you downloaded it for free, but like when you open it, then what? And he's like, and this like kind of makes me sad in a way because he's got this like music app that he likes, right? That plays like a bunch of different songs with like different modulated instruments and stuff. He's really into it. And it makes me sad because he's like, he's gaming it. He's like, well, this one isn't free, but if I watch an ad for 90 seconds, I unlock it for 2 days. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I have to do that for all the instruments. I'm like, there's like 40 instruments. And I got to the point where it's like, son, I will spend $2 so that you don't have to watch the ads. And he's like, I don't mind. Okay. That settles that.
Dad, you know I'm a Scorpio? Can I find out who my ideal partner is? Is that $2 still on the table?
Oh, Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
Sandwich Pope Phil asked, so this is California games. What if each state got its own game? What would Kentucky games look like?
Oh, I mean, it could be like horse racing. The legit answer, horse racing.
I was about to say, we need to give legitimate answers and then the fun ones. Horse racing. Horseshoes.
Horseshoes. Making barrels for bourbon.
Jacks. Marbles.
Marble. Coal mining.
Yeah. Hoop and stick.
Yep.
That peg game from Cracker Barrel.
Stripping rights from minorities.
We're good at that game.
Yeah.
We're good at that one.
God, Kentucky sucks right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler.
Yes, Dave.
How much do you think this game is? California Games 2. How much do you think it is for the Super Nintendo loose if you were to purchase it on average?
$10.99.
$10.99. Tyler, actual retail value of California Games 2 for the Super Nintendo loose on average, according to PriceCharting.com at the time of this recording is $11.17.
Oh, man.
You were 18 cents from being dead on. That's
close.
a very good guess. Did you buy this game or something? Did you like it so much that you
I gotta go buy this, man. I gotta
have it.
I gotta master this mountain.
Oh, I forgot to mention when I bought the SNES Junior that even if it hadn't worked, it's fine because it came with hole-in-one golf. So that's nice.
Is that a rare one?
No, I don't think so. Would you like to take a guess at how much this game is complete on average?
Since you couldn't find an instruction manual, $60.
$18.
Shit. All right.
Might as well get it complete, right?
Man.
For $6 and some rare ass change.
Yep.
And you can get it new for $56.
Okay.
Tyler, do you believe that California Games 2 belongs on Tadpog's top 100 Super Nintendo games list? No. I agree. Do you think that, okay, since we just did Winter Games, Lilyhammer in 1994, which of those two games do you think is a better game?
The Winter Games.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, even though like 40% of it was the same skiing game.
But there's still more of it.
There's still more of it, and I think the things that aren't skiing are more fun than the mini games in California Games.
Yep.
Like I still think that ski like long jump is like, all right, I would play that. I think those hold up way better than these games.
I just can't imagine like this being anything but a weekend rental. Like had I received this for Christmas at full retail price, God, it would have been like, oh my
well,
God.
you'd have been through it. And it's like there's not a lot of replayability because you can do there are 4 options at the title screen: solo, competitive, I think it is, and competitive is really just you choose how many players there are.
And license plate screensaver.
Right, yeah.
Just bounces around the flat screen on your TV.
There is, you say how many people are playing, and then you do your event, and then you hand the controller to the other person. So I mean, it's not nothing, but
Yeah.
It's also not fun.
It's also not really something.
Yeah. There is practice mode where you can practice the events, and then there are options where you can turn the sound and music on and off.
Man, it's such
It's bare bones. It's just a
very bare bones game.
ass game.
We're almost bankrupt. Take the $50 we have left and make California Games 2.
Yeah.
Here's our Hail Mary. It missed. Okay, bye.
Bye. Yeah, essentially. Which is, I mean, it's sad. That sucks. But I mean, also, I don't know, make better games, I guess. You know, I mean, I hate to be shitty like that, but man, after playing California Games 2, even honestly, like we said earlier, I didn't really get the appeal of California Games 1 other than the fact that it was kind of ubiquitous amongst the kids my age, you know?
Yeah.
It's something that we could talk about. And like, in our kid, you know, in Kentucky, like in our kid brains, it's like, all I know about California is what I see on TV, David Lee Roth's cover of California Girls, and California Games, the NES game.
Yeah, skateboarding is just like, that's what the bad kids do, and I'm not allowed to do it.
Do a kickflip.
Oh, shit, that's the devil. May as well go ahead and pray a Satan. Why don't you do a beer?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
I don't want to do a beer. Tyler, do you have any achievements for this game?
I had Benihana.
Okay.
And that is in the mountain half pipe. You try to do a Benihana. You try to do a 720.
Do a 900.
Yeah. And then I guess I have fuck them dolphins.
Someone in Twitch chat was like, dolphins are my favorite animals. And I was like, you should listen to our Echo the Dolphin episode.
Perfect.
I have a few that came in from Twitch chat. Actually, I got a bunch. Made me very happy. These are my 3 favorite ones. The first one is Cutting Air. In order to unlock Cutting Air, rip a nasty fart the entire length of the hang glide ride. That comes in for Bubba Drewski. Second achievement, Hacky Zack. In order to unlock Hacky Zack, beat that asshole Zach's high score in every game, except not Hacky Sack, because this garbage game doesn't have the sack.
But I say, wasn't that was a game in the first one?
In the first one, yeah. And that allegedly. Like I said, I did not revisit the first game because it's like, I've had enough of shitty games. That achievement came in from Just a Punk. And the last achievement I've got is Baloney Hawk. And when I read Baloney Hawk, I was like, I don't even have to read the rest of it. It's in. But in order to unlock Baloney Hawk, do a sick grind while carving the concrete. And that came in from Gentle G. So well done. Well done, everybody.
Pretty good.
Tyler?
Yes, Dave.
If you were to give this game a beard that sums up how you feel about it, what kind of beard would it be?
I would have to give it the bleach blonde goatee of Guy Fieri.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a Charlie Manson?
No. Shit, man, you're right. That's what I probably should have done. But you don't look at Charlie Manson and think, oh, California. You look at Guy Fieri and you're like, California. So it's blonde and it's short and it's basic. It's a goatee.
I think I know what the answer to this might be, but Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses that sums up this game, what kind of glasses would you give it?
The cracked monocle of the corpse of Mr. Peanut.
Wow, you went a totally different direction than I was. I was expecting a pair of white Oakleys.
That would have been good to do backwards on Guy Fieri's head.
Right? So wait, why Mr. Peanut's cracked monocle?
Because one, he's dead. This game, it's all dead, and it's a monocle because it's like half a real game.
I'm sorry, is Mr. Peanut dead?
Yeah.
Mr. Peanut is dead?
They killed off Mr. Peanut. Yep.
Who killed off Mr. Peanut?
Planters.
Planters killed off Mr. Peanut? Like,
Mr. Peanut.
Is it canon?
He's dead. He died.
How?
I can't remember. I'll have to.
There's a story about how he died.
There's a commercial where he dies.
There's a commercial where he dies? Let's watch it. Is it a mystery? You got to solve it? Is it like Among Us?
Who killed Mr. Peanut?
Yeah, who killed Mr. Peanut?
Pretty sure it was Red.
Yeah.
Red pretty sus. Peanut, the 104-year-old mascot of Planters Snack Food Company, has died after sacrificing himself in what appears to be a tragic road accident.
What?
Peanut appears to save actors Wesley Snipes and Matt Walsh after the Nutmobile veers off a cliff.
Why Wesley Snipes and that other guy? I don't know who that is.
Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
He's you would know if you saw him. He's an Upright Citizens Brigade.
Okay.
And Parks and Rec. He's the guy who leads the emergency task force or whatever that comes in. And
Okay,
Leslie
right.
has to do the big drill.
Okay, so he wrote that then. It sounds like.
Possibly. Because the title, it's a CNN article. The title is Mr. Peanut is dead for some reason.
For some reason. So wait, is this like the Death and Return of Superman? Like, are we going to get other Mr. Peanuts? Like one with a mullet and like one with electricity powers?
Because I feel like you see later on, like the next, like a few months later or whatever, was like a birth of a small baby Peanut that looked exactly the same.
Like Groot.
Yeah.
They're going the Groot route.
So yeah, there you go. There's some information for you, Mr. Peanut.
I didn't know that. Did he have a monocle? Did baby Groot, Mr. Peanut have a monocle?
I feel like it did.
Do you guys remember when baby Groot, Mr. Peanut, shot Mr. Burns? I didn't see that one coming. That explains why Mr. Burns was pointing to the M and the P.
Peanut butter.
Tyler, do you have any other thoughts on California Games 2?
It's pretty meh. Not super terrible. Not really good. Just very like, it's a bare bones publish something before we go defunct. Like that's absolutely like, oh, people are going to wonder why we didn't do anything. Maybe it'll save us here. Yeah. It's just absolutely a last ditch effort on something that was, they should have done a lot earlier. Probably.
Yeah, probably. Well, I have a quiz.
Fuck yeah.
If you'd like to take a quiz.
Fucking do it.
I have a quiz from one Ross Rachel Green from across the pond. This quiz is entitled California.
U.S. license plates.
Ross says, I got nothing for this one. I looked for games named after U.S. states and games made by the creators of this and found basically nothing. And as I got such good feedback from the last quiz format, this one will follow suit with the first answer starting with a C, the next with A, and so forth. Okay. Enjoy. Tyler, are you ready to begin?
I am.
First question. This C is a board game adaptation where each player is a detective trying to solve a murder. Clue. Locking it in. It is, in fact, Clue. In the UK, this game is called
Hint.
Blimey! Blimey, someone's been murdered in the parlor.
This game's like, oh, fuck, someone's dead. That's more Scottish. Don't know what I was doing there.
In the UK, this game is called, which to me sounds like it's Japanese, Cluedo.
What?
Cluedo.
It does sound Japanese.
Well, I'm saying it Japanese, but Cluedo.
Still say Japanese.
Cluedo. Hamburger. And Ross says, I don't know why. I don't know why either, except that probably when it was imported, they're like, what's the name of this game? And the Japanese guy was like, Cluedo. Next question. This A is based on a television program and featured events such as Assault, Human Cannonball, Atmosphere, Joust, Powerball, and The Wall. Has to be
American Gladiators.
I like that voice. Locking it in. It is, in fact, American Gladiators. It's a shame I already told the story about being a child and going to the park and training for American Gladiators. I should have saved that but little did I know that in the future we would be doing an episode on the Super Nintendo game, American Gladiators. Next question. This L is based on a movie about a boy with a magic movie ticket and starred our favorite U.S. governor. Last Action Hero, which was the SNES game of the month last month.
Really?
Yeah. Not a bad game. Especially for LJN.
Okay.
Locking it in, and it is, in fact, Last Action Hero. Next question. This I is based on a cartoon of the same name about a dim-witted cyborg policeman and his genius niece, Penny. Inspector Gadget. It's right. Next question. Man. Okay, real talk. Was Inspector Gadget good, or did we just like it because we were kids? Does it hold up?
I haven't seen it.
And didn't they reboot it? And like everyone hated it?
Yeah.
Was it like CG or something when they rebooted it? Yeah. And then Matthew Broderick movie I heard was bad, but I never saw it.
The French Stewart version, on the other hand.
Never saw that one either. That one was probably worse, unfortunately, would be my guess.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Poor French Stewart.
It's got a female gadget in it.
Oh, really?
A British Bobby girl who's, has all the same powers.
I love female gadgets. Next question, even when they're not a mouse. This F, despite its name, was not a last battle, as there have been many sequels. Final
Fantasy?
Or Final Fight? Last Battle?
Oh, shit. I might lean more toward Final Fight.
I think so, just because he said it was not a last battle.
Yeah.
And it had many sequels, so I'm assuming it's probably the first one in the series.
Because we have Final Fight 2, 3, Guy. So, yeah, I might lean more toward Final Fight.
All right, Final Fight, locking it in. It is, in fact, Final Fight. Next question. This O is basically the game about Tyler. That's all we got to work with.
The game about me.
Is basically the game about Tyler. Is there a cooking game, perhaps, with O, that begins with O? Oron Chef?
Oops, the game.
Oh, it's Tyler.
The game.
The back of the box. B. Tyler. This O is basically the game about Tyler. What's something about you that starts with O?
I mean, because cooking is the easiest thing, but I can't think of a cooking that starts with an O.
You do play the oboe.
I do. Yeah, you're right. I do love. I'm quite the oboist.
Oops starts with O.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh boy, Tyler.
Fat again. Oh boy, Boner's back. The Tyler story. That's more about Melissa than me.
This O is basically the game about Tyler.
Shit, man, I have no clue.
All right, let's see what it is. It is Out to Lunch. Out to Lunch.
Fuck off, Ross.
Next question. In 1997, Electronic Gaming Monthly ranked this R number 9 on their top 10 worst games of all time. Electronic Gaming Monthly's Sean Baby, which I don't know him as EGM Sean Baby. I know him as just Sean Baby. But Sean Baby placed it as number 14 in his 20 worst games of all time feature. It was also a basketball game. I am super stoked for this. So it means we probably haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Roger Clemens MVP basketball. Locking it in. It is, in fact, all right, Rap Jam Volume 1.
I'm not familiar.
Next question. This N, named after a children's television network, featured 3 events: Elastic Sports, Action Sports, and, this will give it away for sure, the Aggro Crag.
Nickelodeon Guts.
Locked in? That is correct. Next question. This is a top-down, vertically scrolling shooter that sees you fighting the planetoid space fortress Zectron. Probably starts with an I think, is what we're on. Yeah, this I is a top-down, vertical scrolling shooter. Sees you fighting the planetoid space fortress Zectron. I have no idea. Probably Ion Storm, maybe? I think
Sure,
that is. I
yeah.
think that is a game,
Yeah,
right?
good.
Ion Storm, locking it in. Imperium. It is Imperium.
Never heard of
I
it.
tried. Next question. This A is a dungeon crawler created by HAL Laboratories and displays your characters as cards. Arcana.
Yes, nice.
Locking it in. It is, in fact, Arcana. I bought that game, fully intending to play it.
Yeah.
Never did.
You will. Eventually.
And last question, Funzo. In 24 hours, all video games will become heresy and be banned forever. What game do you spend your last day with? If I was alone, I would probably spend the day going through an RPG, like Final Fantasy IX. But with friends, play something like one of the Mario Kart games, or the best party game, Mario Golf on the GameCube. I fought a burp that entire fucking Funzo question.
Depends if I have access to a bunch of friends, then I'm probably gonna smash. If it's just me, I'm playing through Earthbound.
I'm just gonna be a heretic.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna be a heretic. I mean,
If I could play one in Final Fantasy Tactics, I can be one in real life.
right? Yeah, exactly. Look, man.
I'm my own Ramzabaloo.
I would probably play. I mean, right now, Hades, because that's what I want to be doing.
Yeah,
It's playing Hades.
I get it.
Great quiz, Ross. We almost aced it. Out to lunch. We were close. We were talking about cooking and all that. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I messed up earlier, real bad. I thought we were done with California Games
we're
2
not,
talk, but I'm very, very,
Yeah.
very curious to know what the Ultimate Nintendo Guide to the SNES Library 1901 to 1998 by Pat Contry, courtesy of Master Mold Mike.
Flopsy speaks.
Flopsy, what Flopsy says about California Games 2. They gave it 2 stars. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
good with that.
Yeah.
The rarity is, the availability is uncommon. And the wrap up by AF, Abercrombie and Fitch, is it feels as though California Games 2 was simply rushed out to capitalize on the success of the original. None of the events control particularly well, and a lack of in-game instruction makes them frustratingly difficult to compete in. I agree with that, but I feel like it's pretty rare to, and at that time, do you have like in-game instructions? Like
No,
I feel like
it
this
truly
is
is.
the era of instruction manuals,
Yep.
and probably even a
Otherwise,
business.
I might enjoy a football game if they
Right.
taught me how to do it while I was playing it.
Right. And it may have even been a business tactic, because it's like, how long does the instruction manual last at a rental place? Like a week?
Yep.
And then it's like, well, sorry about your luck. Abercrombie Fitch continues. I can appreciate that Epix was attempting to include more complex events to keep their formula feeling fresh, but what we're left with is an unpolished and unsatisfactory experience. To me, that sounds like less than 2 stars, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep. I wonder if there's not really a good rubric for rating. Like each person just kind of just wings it.
I think so. I also think that they are pretty lenient in the
Yeah.
at least in the star ratings.
Yeah.
I think they're being kind. We're not kind. I mean, we just pissed on the corpse of Epix for at least an hour. So.
Yeah. There's a lot of piss. So much piss.
So much piss.
We're fucking jerks.
Soda jerks. The shirts.tadpog.com. Let's profit on this corpse. Let's profit on this corpse. We don't really make a lot of money on those shirts. So
No.
just so you know.
Yeah, nope, not at all.
Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
would you like to find out what we're going to be playing next week?
I would. Let me go get this batter up peripheral. Put one in on the ground. Put my head on the other. Wild and Crazy Kid style. Point my no home random direction. Say the prayer we all love to say. No whammies. Stop.
78.
Ooh. Have you played it before?
We have not, but we have talked about it.
Battletoads.
Ooh, you're in the right letter. Now, I'll give you a hint.
Mm-hmm.
Rex Ronan.
Oh, shit.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know
What
it.
is it again?
Bronchi, the Bronchiosaurus. I think this might be the last game in this,
I think it's the
in
last
this series. It
Okay.
might be, because we've done Rex Ronan. We've done Captain Novolin. We've done, oh God. Have we done another one?
I have to look. We haven't played the AIDS one.
Yeah, but that one didn't get released. I feel like there were 4 that got released.
I have to look it up. It's going to drive me crazy.
Wild and Crazy Kids.
Exactly.
Did you like Guts? You like Guts, right?
I did. Oddly enough, I did.
I liked it too. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? It's like American Gladiators
Yeah.
for kids.
Just more
and-
kid themed.
Yeah. What was your favorite Nickelodeon game show? Finders Keepers? I don't even remember if that was Nickelodeon or not.
I loved, What Would You Do? I enjoyed What Would You Do? I enjoyed the one with Summer Sanders. Forget what that game was. And then Nick Arcade. That's it. I watched the one with Summer Sanders. Shit, what was that called? I watched
Summer
that a
Sanders. What was the premise?
lot. It was like some kind of quiz game show with all like the old hosts. Like Danny Tamborelli was on it, like all the Nick stars.
Was that later on, maybe?
But from what I see, so Rex Ronan,
Right.
experimental surgeon,
Right.
done that. Captain Novolin,
Right.
Bronchi the Bronchosaurus,
Sure, we're getting that one next week.
Packy and Marlin.
Packy and Marlin. Okay, so we're not done.
This puts us 75% done.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Man, I hope Bronchi the Bronchosaurus is a light gun game.
Here's the Super Scope game.
Yeah. Shoot the asthma out of this dinosaur.
Figure it out. It's the game.
Figure it out. What year was that?
97.
Yeah, I was about to say that had to have been late because I don't remember it. And at that time, I was like,
Legend of the Hidden
exclusively
Temple too,
masturbating.
though. That's hard.
Legend of the Hidden
that's
Temple
a hard
is
one to say.
fantastic. And I think that might be my favorite one.
Yeah,
I mean, Legend of the Hidden Temple is fucking amazing. That set was cool.
I don't remember any. They had good game shows.
The
on
choice is
Nickelodeon.
yours and yours alone. If we could have Olmec on the show, that'd be the fucking
Yeah.
best. We need an Olmec soundboard.
Man, yeah.
Sue us, Nickelodeon.
We'll have to pay you in silver monkeys.
Yeah, man. Actually, that might be the best thing that could ever happen to the show is being sued by Nickelodeon. Be a lot of media attention.
You're right.
Why is Nickelodeon suing these 2 assholes who piss on the corpses of defunct video game developers?
Because they keep talking about that guy with the foot fetish who made all the Nick shows.
Best Nickelodeon sitcom. This is, I think,
Live action.
yes. I think this is not yet. We're not in Nicktoon territory. I think this is like this. I think this is harder than the game shows because
I say Pete and Pete.
Pete and Pete is very good. But man, there's also Clarissa Explains It All.
I bet it doesn't hold up as well as Pete and Pete.
Probably
does.
not. Yeah, Pete and Pete does hold up. I've watched a little Pete and Pete as an adult and been like, yeah, this is good. Yeah, Pete and Pete probably the right answer.
Probably.
Salute Your Shorts.
Salute
That
Your
was a
Shorts.
good one. Hey, dude.
Artsy AJ loved Salute Your Shorts when I gave it to her. She very quickly watched all 2 seasons.
You have it?
Yeah.
I need that shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll loan you the copy I got from Mr. Bay.
Right, please. Maybe, I bet Henry would like it.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to keep up with Salute Your Shorts quotes.
Dad, a giraffe's tongue is black.
Gonna start waking
Who
them
you
up.
want to be for Halloween? Zeke the plumber.
Zeke the plumber. That is like my biggest memory from Salute Your Shorts is Zeke the plumber.
Zeke the plumber, and then the giraffe's tongue is black. The
Yep.
2 things I really took away.
Awful Waffle.
Awful Waffle. I remember I had a thing. It's the same sort of thing. Like I've talked
Get
about.
it right or pay the price. I need that as a GIF. And so from now on, from this point forward, all of my interactions on social media will be in the form of UGG GIFs. I'm just going to go on Instagram and comment as in UGG GIFs.
Just
That's my username.
What about donkey lifts? No.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
But I remember I talk about the Sword in the Stone, the girl squirrel who loved the, and how I felt bad for that squirrel. Same sort of thing in Salute Your Shorts with ZZ.
Oh, yeah?
Because ZZ was sort of like the weird girl that no one talked about having a crush on. They all liked
Dina.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know because I was one of those kids.
Yeah. And then there was that episode where she thought Budnick had a crush on her.
Right. Yeah.
And then he has to end up being like, no, I'm sorry, I don't. I like Dina, and how she was just heartbroken. You know, I was like, I love you, ZZ. I like you now.
And Sponge was like, don't worry, Budnick's a piece of shit.
In 20 years, he'll be in jail, and I'll have money.
Right. Maybe. Let's be honest. Teachers and parents lie to us, kids.
Yeah. Donkey Lips will have a failed rap career.
Wait, did Sponge did the actor? Do you know
I don't.
What his story is? Because he was in something afterwards, wasn't he? I think maybe the next Twitch sound drop will definitely be "Get it right or pay the price."
I mean, there are a lot of articles about here's where they are now. So
Patreon episode,
yeah,
where we go over
our deep dive, our one episode deep dive into every episode of Salute Your Shorts.
I'm down
because there aren't that many.
Is there just those 2 seasons?
Yep.
Man, how many seasons of Hey Dude?
You got the Michael season and the Pinsky season or whatever.
Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and what's crazy is as a kid, I didn't realize that. You know what I mean? As far as I knew, it was just way bigger than that, way longer than that, way longer running.
I felt like it was forever. Like, Hey Dude went on fucking forever. Hey Dude had a ton of seasons. Salute Your Shorts, yeah, just 2.
All about melody.
Yeah.
Yeah. On Hey Dude, yeah. Brad was the ZZ.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Brad was the girl you were supposed to think was hot, but really it was Melanie.
Yeah, I don't think. Was it Melanie or Melody?
5 seasons. 5 seasons for Hey Dude.
Okay. I said Melody. I think that's probably not her real. Was Melody or Melanie?
Melody.
Melody.
You were right.
Okay. All right. Then I get to date her.
So Clarissa explains it all.
Get it right or pay the price.
The 100 Deeds of Eddie McDowd. Romeo. The Adventures of Pete and Pete. Tana.
Romeo?
Yeah, Romeo. 2003 to 2006.
Oh, okay. That explains why that one didn't.
True Jackson VP. My Brother and Me. I watched the shit out of My Brother and Me, and it was so bad. So bad.
Is that where My Brother and Me gets its name from?
Maybe. Because My Brother and Me, that was the one where the thing that stands out to me about that show was Goo Punch. And it was his best friend.
No idea.
If You Were a Millionaire.
Never saw this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It was.
No, when did it come out?
94, one season.
What the fuck? I missed a Nickelodeon show that came out in 94?
Mm-hmm.
Goo Punch?
Goo. I remember that's his best friend was like the smart ass that, he wasn't supposed to hang around. There was an episode where if you could endorse a product and become a millionaire, what would you do? And Goo was the kid's name, and he was going to make his own fruit punch in a can. Goo's Punch. I'll never fucking forget it. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I recognize the logo. Wow. Yeah, I forgot all about this show.
They do have gifts. Get gooing with Goo Punch. God, I want that prop for my collection in there in the garage.
A goo can? Is there one available?
I mean, I'd hope somewhere.
Gotta get that Patreon back up. We'll get you a goo can.
There's a shirt. There's a Goo Punch shirt. Oh, that's good.
Do you remember that episode? Wasn't there an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark?
And someone altered it with the grown-up modern-day Goo Punch, him on it.
Wasn't there an episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark that had the kid who played Budnick on it? Or am I mixing that up?
You were right. It did.
Because I remember being really like, that blew my mind that they were crossing the streams on that one. Yeah.
I remember watching Welcome Freshmen all the time.
Welcome Freshmen. Fuck yes, dude. I forgot about that show.
And then seeing RoboCop 2 and
I've never seen it.
Merv is like the little kid in like one of the RoboCops.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Man. That sounds like a double feature right there.
But I remember like thinking that I loved fucking Welcome Freshmen.
Yeah, dude.
It's hard to find anything about it now.
Dude, you mentioned it, and it was like, let's open up this creaky door that I haven't looked through in a long time. Wow. I need to hear the theme song of that. Let's end the show so I can hear the theme song.
Okay, you want to play it out? Well, play us out. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
No, I want Nickelodeon to sue us over Legends of the Hidden Temple, not Welcome Freshmen. I feel like we're not going to get the same media attention.
It's public domain by now, I think.
Who does Universal owns Nickelodeon, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Like, how much longer until Disney owns Nickelodeon? Like, I'm trying to figure out when I can watch all this shit on Disney Plus.
As soon as SpongeBob is done, then Nickelodeon is done. Like, it is propped up on
right?
SpongeBob SquarePants.
No shit. Yeah, what? Nickelodeon is still a thing?
Yeah.
Like, do the girls watch it? Or?
Disney just owns it so hard now.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what's on Nickelodeon. It's probably a good thing.
I mean, I think they still have, like, their little kids programming, like Blue's Clues and shit like that is still going strong. Man,
my sister loved Blue's Clues. I watched so much Blue's Clues with her.
Yeah. Oh, God, Jack loves it. Jack loves Blue's Clues.
And I know we've talked about this before, but...
It's on its third host now.
No shit.
No shit. And they're all related somehow.
As far as Nick Jr. shows go, we've talked about this before, but Little Bear can suck a dick.
So can Gullah Gullah Island.
Gullah Gullah Island wasn't horrible. Okay, it was pretty bad.
Sounds like when choking a dick. Gawk, 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 gawk.
The Gawk Gawk 3000. Tyler, how would you like to close this out?
Thanks for listening, everybody. You can find the show on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher. Hey, we're on iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review. We appreciate it. We'll do something. You want a shirt? Shirts.tadpog.com. All sorts of shirts.
Yeah.
If you want to send us something like Mitch did,
send us the rest of the Ninja Turtles.
Hell yeah. Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Duke, Kentucky 42002. You want to call us 270-883-2555. Most importantly, though, we got that Patreon. Let me pull that up real quick. Gonna cancel out of my Goo Punch.
Your Goo Punch simulator.
I'm gonna have to get that shirt.
Get it. Treat yourself.
I don't even like t-shirts. I'm gonna get it. Maybe I get it as a hoodie. An oversized pink hoodie of Goo Punch with adult Goo's face on it.
Get a Goo Punch banana hammock. Girl, I'm gonna give you the Goo Punch.
Yeah.
Truncate Silence is eating all this up. But
Good.
But I wish that I could play the Battletoads pause music.
So good.
It's gone in the Genesis version.
That's what I heard.
It's gone in the Genesis version. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like, honestly, I think it's like better in every way, except they fucking, why?
Yeah.
Take that out.
It's such a good fun. I don't think we have anything new in Patreon to mention.
Okay. This show has been executive produced by the following people. These are the Patreon donors who donate $20 or more a month. Usurper Grimm, Steve Dixon, God Emperor Alex Pena, Cthusiast Jeff Miners, Cousin David Galino, Platinum member Brett Miller, Coronavirus Savior Cubicle Monkey, Joseph Phillips, Cody Phillips, Bantha Master, the Eightfold Daniel Abernathy, Plinko Nick Price, Executive Producer Dig Duggy, Matt Gentile. Man, I always fuck up Matt's last name. Like always. AKA Gentle G, Magical Sleeper, AKA Big Dicked Pie Baker Chris Vaughn, Laud Mulaney Dennis, Pinball Archmage Chris Edler, congratulations on your marriage, Drinksmith Joey Webster, Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins, Paul Anderson, and Master Cycle Baron Kevin Link. Thanks, y'all. Very much appreciated. We're going to get Tyler that Goop Hunt shirt. We can do it.
Hopefully a replica can, too.
And a giant one.
Giant.
You know, like the giant cans that are like also coolers?
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Perfect.
That's what we need. And we'll fill it with Mondo.
God, so good. That's so us, Dave.
So us.
Hey, we're going to close this one out.
I want to close this out as a photographer who likes to photograph families in front of old farm equipment.
All right. I think so. Moves. I think we're traveling that chamber. The show. Yep. Moves.
Nailed it.
Tadpog.com.
Got it.
So until next time, just tropical Capricorns mushed together a little bit. Like, yeah, come on, just walk and laugh. Walk and laugh. Walk and laugh. In a dramatic reading by Tyler Holland.
Bring a mop and a bucket. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
I said certified freak. 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy. Make that pull-out game weak. Woo. Yeah. Yeah.
Woo bus.
Yeah. 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 You fucking with some wet ass pussy. Bring a bucket and a mop for this wet ass pussy. Give me everything you got for this wet ass pussy. And I'm stopping there. The next line I will not read dramatically, so I'm done.
Why not? I don't understand. I don't understand. I haven't heard a song. What's next?
Nickelodeon will sue us.